Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going over the winners of the Golden Globes. Now, last week in my Critics' Choice video, I said that I was going to do a better job of scheduling it out so I could actually do a live reaction today on the Sunday of the Globes. But unfortunately I had a family event that kind of got rescheduled and then went longer than I was expecting, and so by the time I got home, it was already like midway, 2/3 of the way through through the ceremony, and I didn't want to play catch up, and so I just decided I would just wait until it was all completely over, and then go ahead and react to these winners here for the Golden Globes. So I'm on the Golden Globes website. Down at the bottom, it looks like there's 5 tabs of like winners, or I'm assuming it's going to go over like all the nominees and stuff. So I've gone to tab 5. Let's see here. Best podcast. So it looks like it is going to go with all of the. I'm scrolling up. It's all television on page 5. So I'm just going to jump ahead to when I'm lined up with the movies. Alright, looks like I'm caught up to the movies. I think next year what I want to do is I actually want to watch the television shows. I always, just because I watch so many movies, I just kind of disregard television, but there's so many good shows that I hear all these great things about that I want to watch, so maybe next year, or that'll be my goal, or my goal this year is for like the Critics' Choice and the Golden Globes, and for the shows that have television awards, I want to make sure I'm kind of caught up to on those, so I can do a little bit more than just getting straight to the movie awards. So we are caught up to the movie awards. The first one I see here is cinematic and box office achievement. I'm going to give you what my because I made my predictions beforehand. I'll give you what my predictions were on each of them beforehand. I went with Sinners in box office and achievement because it's a dumb category. I don't know what to pick, and it feels like it almost feels to me like this is like when Barbie won it. It feels like it's the runner-up. Like, they don't want to give you Best Picture, and so they just give you this. It feels like it's a dumb award, but here we go. Cinematic box office, and yep, Sinners was the winner. Okay, so there's one award for Sinners. We'll see how many that racks up. Next is Best Original Song, and I already see that it's Golden, which makes sense, which that was my prediction as well. I'll do a better job of not actually seeing the winner before I see the category. Yeah, so far 2 for 2. I hope somehow I Lied to You can kind of make a late push. Nothing against Golden. It's catchy. It's an earworm song. I get why it's, it gets radio play. Like, I get why, but it's just, I Lied to You. It's such a beautiful and like impactful moment of that film. So, really wish that was in more contention. All right, Best Original Score. I went with Sinners here for Ludwig Göransson, and it is Sinners. So there's 2 awards already for Sinners here. Let's scroll back down, find page number 2. Okay, scroll to the bottom, don't see anything. Okay, here we go. Next category is Best Screenplay Motion Picture. I think I went with One Battle After Another for screenplay. Yeah, I went with One Battle After Another. So we've got Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. Okay, so far I'm 4 for 4. I'm doing okay here. Best Director, this is also Paul Thomas Anderson. That seems crazy that we're already into like director. I guess they don't. Oh, that's right. The Golden Globes doesn't really have like a lot of below the line stuff. It really is just kind of like song and score are probably the only like below the lines. Everything else. So yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson for director. So let's see, I think I'm 5 for 5 now. And then we've got performance by a male actor in a supporting role, any motion picture. I have a feeling this is where my streak is going to end, because this is it's a toss-up. I think there's 4 people. It could be either of the One Battle After Another boys. It could be Benicio del Toro, or it could be Sean Penn. It could be Jacob Elordi. I think is a lot of people are kind of maybe seeing as the new frontrunner, or it could be Stellan Skarsgård. I have a group chat that I'm in with some friends, and one of them, he was pretty, not like adamant, but he was like very confident in Stellan Skarsgård as his pick. I could see it, and I was close to picking him, but ultimately this maybe we'll see again here based on the results, but this could be one of my issues when it comes to doing predicting the precursors is I try and predict things based off of, like, I have this vision of what I think the Oscars is going to be, and so I need certain things to fall into place in order for it to get there and to make sense to predict it there. And it's one of those things where in my head I see Sean Penn winning the Oscar, and so it's like I'm trying to find a way to, like, force it to happen. So I did pick Sean Penn out of those four, but if it's any of those four, I'm not shocked at all. And it is Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. Okay, so there's my first miss. That is awesome, because I mean, obviously he just got completely snubbed at the SAG. And then, am I mistaken? Did he get longlisted at BAFTA? I didn't do like a reaction video because I didn't realize that was happening, and I just kind of saw it on Twitter. But maybe I do need to like go over all of that again, the BAFTA longlist stuff, because I feel like there was a couple. Maybe it wasn't him, but there was multiple kind of like big names that, like, oh, maybe I'm thinking of like Wagner Mora. Or Wagner Mora. I don't think he was in there. Um, yeah, I can't remember if Stellan Skarsgård was, but either way, that's just such a huge get for Stellan Skarsgård, because it just keeps him in the race. And the thing is, when you have four guys that could win, that means there's really only, and it's pretty much the Paul Mescal is like the one that can get nominated that doesn't have a chance. But like you have to be winning some things, and you have to do some things along the way. So now it really is like Skarsgård and Elordi, and is it the one battle after another boys that are gonna fall behind them? I think this is a really fascinating award, and I really hope that at SAG, because obviously you're not gonna get Stellan Skarsgård, and it would be cool if Jacob Elordi wins the SAG. But just for me, I like chaos, and so I'm hopeful one of the one battle after another boys maybe can pull it off there, because I like having, like, the most fun was it the 2021 Oscars, when you had, going into the ceremony, was like Andra Day had won Globe, and Frances McDormand had won BAFTA, and Carey Mulligan won something, and drawn a blank on Vanessa Kirby had won something. It was like one of those where it was like, no, Vanessa Kirby was the only one that didn't win anything, but I was still kind of like almost predicting her for the Oscar. Anyway, that year was so fun when it was like one person won every single precursor. It was Viola Davis was the other person that year that won SAG, and so it was everyone but Vanessa Kirby had won something. So that would have meant Carey Mulligan won Critics' Choice that year. Anyway, that's a random tangent. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role, any motion picture. This is where I kind of said last video that, because I just don't see Amy Madigan winning the Oscar. And so I kept trying to do the thing where I was gonna say, okay, now I'm predicting something else, and I'm gonna step out of line here, and every time I was wrong, because every time it just kept being Amy Madigan, and so I stuck true to my word. I said it in the last video that I'm predicting Amy Madigan going forward in every single category at every awards body until someone proves me wrong, and I can already, as I'm scrolling down, it doesn't say Amy Madigan won. Tiana Taylor, which is crazy, because that would have been my pick. Like, that's who I would have picked, is Tiana Taylor. That's who I kind of am like envisioning, seeing winning the Oscar. Which means that, like I said, I was going to pick Amy Madigan until someone proved me wrong. Globes proved me wrong. Next awards body, I'm probably going to go ahead and switch over to Tiana Taylor, which is where I always was, and then it's going to switch back to Amy Madigan. I'm just going to get that category wrong the entire award season. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. This is where I went with Timothy Chalamet, and it is Timothy. I kept thinking that it was going to be close between Timothy and Leo, but I think what we're seeing is maybe every other category. I mean, I guess we'll see what happens later with actress with Jessie Buckley, but I feel like maybe it's just the supporting categories are just going to be wild cards, and maybe Timmy will just kind of sweep the whole season. So let's see. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. This one, I want to say, at least on Award Expert, it was like 95+%. Like, everyone was going with Rose Byrne. For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling of Emma Stone getting like a crazy random win here. So that was my prediction, was Emma Stone, but I don't feel good about it. and there's a reason I don't feel good about it. It is Roseburn. So I need to find, if I had legs I'd kick you, because like I don't even remember that ever, like if it got to theaters. I don't know if it's like available to rent. I just need to find it, because I need to see that as soon as possible. Okay, now back to the bottom of the page, page one. Okay, we've got best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama. This is one that I kind of, before I made my predictions on Award Expert, I kind of was thinking about it, and I was like, I feel like, and I know I've been butchering his name. Is it Wagner Mora? Like, as a basketball fan, I know like Franz Wagner and Mo Wagner. Like, I know you pronounce that Wagner, but they're German, and so I don't know if Mora Wagner. I think it's Wagner, but um, I had that in my head where I was like, I think he's gonna win. Like I had that, and then I was thinking that was gonna be my like sneaky upset pick, and then I went to Awards Expert, and it was like 85-90%. Like it was so dominant for more Wagner, and which is crazy because if Michael B. Jordan doesn't win here, then like, I mean, we always kind of knew he was third in the race with Timothy Chalamet and Leonardo DiCaprio. But if Wagner Moura wins over him here, I think like Michael B. Jordan's closer to like him and Ethan Hawke are kind of fighting for maybe the 4-5. I don't know what that means for like Jesse Plemons. We might end up getting to where maybe they're still 3-4. I don't know. You're gonna have 4 actors there, and you're just gonna have to pick 3 if Wagner wins here. So let's see. And it is. I just realized I just kept saying Mora Wagner Mora, for The Secret Agent. That's another one. I need to see all the international films. I haven't had the. I mean, I guess I had the chance to Sentimental Value and No Other Choice. They both were in like one theater in my state, and I just haven't made it up there. I think No Other Choice is still playing, so this week I need to try and make sure I get up there. Um, yeah, crazy. So Wagner Mora, I think he's like third, and this makes me want to like guarantee him a spot at the Oscar, which I mean could be easily done enough if you just put him in over Jesse Plemons. But Begonia has just been kind of having that resurgence, and so like that's I was like close to picking him. That's gonna be tough, and I'm gonna do an Oscars prediction video probably like hopefully a couple days before the last couple of years I've just been doing it like the day before. I need to do it a couple days before Oscar nominations because it makes makes my life a lot easier to get that video uploaded when I'm not stressing the day before. But I need to think about that of what I'm actually going to do in that category for my predictions. And then we have Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. This is, I feel like, pretty easily Jessie Buckley, and it is Jessie Buckley. So, like I said, maybe it is just Timothy Chalamet, an actor, and Jessie Buckley, an actress. Maybe they have those locked up, and it's just going to be the supporting performances as the things that we're fighting over. Best Motion Picture Non-English Language Film. This is in my head because I feel like Sentimental Value. It was the big favorite, but because I was predicting Wagner Mora, I kind of was thinking, and because it won at Critics' Choice, and it feels like it just kind of has this momentum, I went with The Secret Agent here, which I had in like 4th place, a couple weeks ago, and I think it's kind of taken over, and I think it's going to win over Sentimental Value, and it is The Secret Agent. So I feel like that, like The Secret Agent, I feel like has to be almost like a lock for Best Picture, which is, oh man. So what was it? It was Just an Accident is the one that maybe that's not going to be a Best Picture nominee. So I think maybe you're going to have The Secret Agent and you're going to have Sentimental Value, and there's going to be a little bit of a race there. Unless The Secret Agent just keeps winning, like if it wins at BAFTA, like if it just wins every precursor, then there isn't really a race. It's just we just realized that we had the race in our heads kind of wrong when we were all assuming Sentimental Value was kind of the runaway in that category. And then we have Best Motion Picture Animated. This is, I went K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm trying to think of if this is like where. No, I don't see Zootopia having really any shot here. Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. I've been saying that I feel like Zootopia 2 is going to win something because this needs to be a race. The more I think about it, I don't know if this is going to ever be a race. I think K-pop Demon Hunters is going to kind of run away with this. And then we've got Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. This is One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another, yep. Looking at this, I mean, I guess it had Marty Supreme and Bugonia as the only other, like, Best Picture. Nouvelle Vague, no other choice in Blue Moon. Like, wasn't a whole lot of competition there. Best Motion Picture Drama. This is Sinners. No. It's Hamnet. Did is Sinners won anything since I was talking at the beginning? It won two of the first three, and I thought it should have won three of the first three. And I don't think it's won anything since because Michael B. Jordan lost. Whoa, Hamnet. But what else? I mean, Hamnet won for Jesse Buckley, and that's it, right? I guess I need to remember there's so few categories at like the Golden Globes that like nothing can really rack up like a multiple win like a ton of wins. So maybe two is a good package. So yeah, Hamnet has Buckley in picture, and then Sinners just has to. That's I did not like. I thought that was a done deal for Sinners. I didn't even consider Hamnet, which is totally cool. Like I love Hamnet. It's top three film of the year for me. I think I have it. Actually, I think that's my top two of the year is Sinners, Hamnet, and so that's awesome. It's a great win, and I think that just completely solidifies it even more. We talk about the big five Best Picture nominees at the Oscars this year. I think Hamnet is probably pretty comfortably at number three. I think you go. I think it's One Battle. Maybe it's two. Maybe it's One Battle. Maybe it's Hamnet. Maybe it's then Sinners. I don't think so though. I think you'd still put Sinners ahead. Then Hamnet. I think is kind of locked in that three slot, and then you got Marty Supreme and Frankenstein is kind of like the next two. Oh, that was the last one. So yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. So there was two for Hamnet, two for Sinners, two for Secret Agent, two for K-pop Demon Hunters. One Battle After Another got picture, director, screenplay, Taylor. So it got four. So that is your one kind of big winner. Unless I'm forgetting something, did it get five? Those are the only four that were popping out at the top of my head. So yeah, I think as far as my predictions go, I think the only categories I missed anything in. Oh, I was about to say I most motion picture drama. Clearly, just got that wrong. But I think that's the only non-acting one I got wrong, and then I got like three of the six acting categories wrong. So yeah, this is really exciting. It's the Globes obviously used to have the reputation when it was the old Globes of that they were the ones that would do the crazy things, they would do something wild. It almost feels like now they're the body that is like correcting things. They're the body that is like taking things that it's like, okay, this has gone too far, let's bring it back to like what we were all kind of thinking it should be. And so it does seem like the Globes, I mean, we'll have to see, and maybe I need to go back to last year and kind of compare like different the results of the Globes compared to the results of the Oscar and see how much it really matches up. But there's a couple of these where, yeah, it just kind of feels like they saw what the Critics' Choice was doing and they were bringing it back and saying, let's correct this, let's get it to, Teyana Taylor, let's get it to Stellan Skarsgård, let's get it, like it feels like they're kind of, that's just what it feels like, is it's going back to closer to what Oscar predictions were. But yeah, there was a whole lot of interesting stuff kind of coming out of this. The Wagner Moura is really interesting, and there's a whole lot that I need to take away from this and kind of put it into when I am making my Oscar predictions. Because again, I don't know if before this if I was like that sold on like The Secret Agent as a Best Picture nominee, but now it feels like it's a lock. Like I feel like I need to get that in there. Again, Wagner Moura was a 50-50 between him and Jesse Plemons, but now I think he's for sure in. So now I'm looking at it and I'm like, is it Michael B. Jordan? Does he get snubbed? I don't think so. Does Ethan Hawke get snubbed? I don't think so. So then it's like, am I just snubbing Jesse Plemons? But like, I was getting pretty confident in like putting Jesse Plemons in there. So there's a whole lot to take away from this in terms of what I need to like think about before I make my Oscar predictions video, which I think would be next week. Because I think the announcement, I think nominations aren't next Thursday, but I think the next Thursday. So it's like this next week I've just got a lot to think about when it comes to all of this and how it relates to the Oscar. But this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of these nominations, or these winners, I should say, and let me know what you predicted. How did your predictions do? I ultimately didn't do all that good, I guess. At the end, I missed at least 4 categories. Was that it total? Yeah, 4 categories total, which isn't great for there not being that many categories here. So just let me know all of that down below in the comments. And if you'd like to like this video and then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes in my awards content or just any of the other series that I have going on my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.